recently I've seen accounting kind of lose its popularity to other jobs like investment banking and venture capital. But as we've established today, there are so many exciting aspects to the job, and I think there's so much room for younger individuals to become aspiring chartered accountants. So, what would you advise younger students, currently aspiring chartered accountants, who are struggling to pass their CA exam? Are there any tactics or strategies that they can use, or is it kind of a game of persistence?
So, see, persistence, perseverance, hard work, uh, you find it more tangibly evident in a CA profession or passing the CA course. While believe me, life is also as difficult as a CA exam. Okay. If you're not doing it or practicing it while you're studying your CA, these aspects and qualities are required if you take even the entrepreneurial part or the investment banking part or the likes of those. So, I don't think life is simpler than what it takes to pass a CA exam. Okay, so it's pretty much there. It's just that it hits you on day one, when you are actually giving your first critical exam of your life, that you feel that this is too much for me to get through. Okay, there are economics which one should keep in mind as well. That see, the CA profession earlier had more supply than demand of chartered accountants, and it actually works that way, and I'll spend a minute on that. So the passing percentage, okay, is defined by the institute based on how much CAs can be absorbed in the market. Okay, so there was a time, way back in the early 2000 when not as many chartered accountants were really required in the market. Okay, so the passing percentage were relatively lower, as low as less than a percent as well. Okay. Today's date, it has gone to at least 15%. 15 to 17% is the passing percentage. So I think 15 times a passing percentage should give a sigh of relief to anybody venturing to become a chartered accountant. So that's on the passing side, the difficulty side, etc., and all that. But the on the qualitative aspect, the profession actually makes you an expert on the accounting and taxation side, whereas it gives you a very good strong roots it puts across for the other specialized sort of aspects or professions that one can get into, like investment banking, merger and acquisitions and the likes of those. So it actually sets up the right base. There are subjects like financial management, costing, now tech is also given an equal importance. So these things actually give you a very strong base. Okay. And once you've done this, you may want to pick up, a more specialized course like a CFA, if you really want to take the route of investment banking. But believe me, if you've done your CA or you've studied what it takes from a financial management and costing perspective, and then also having knowledge about auditing and taxation, you will be a way better investment banker as compared to somebody who's just done a CFA. Okay. And I can completely vouch for that, when I'm saying so. So doing a chartered accountancy doesn't go in vain if you are looking at things like investment banking or any such aspect which takes you from a financial management perspective.
Understood. So you're kind of saying that the skills you gain from the CA exam equip you to explore a broader financial world. But don't do you think that the difficulty of the exam and now the increased passing rates, do you think that's sort of acting as a deterrent for people to pursue chartered accounting or accounting in general?
So there is, as I said, we've not marketed ourselves well, and any fraud coming through, people get scared in terms of, because there's a finger pointed beyond the management on the auditor or the financial manager. So it's more a scare, for somebody who wants to pursue the profession, you know, to feel that, will something, if something goes wrong with my client, then, I may be also taken to task. Okay. But I don't look at it that way while I'm an auditor myself. You got to do things right. And if you're doing things right, you don't need to worry about things. Okay. So uh, different aspects, and I'll try and sum it up in an order. So one is actually getting into the profession. You have an upside down funnel here. Your entry point is easy. The exit is a little difficult as compared to an MBA or something like that, or a CFA. Okay, so here you can enter fast, but the exit is relatively difficult to start with. Now, the course is not only about giving an exam, Nivan, and I think that's important for every person, every student who wants to pursue a career. Okay, it actually has a period of articleship which exposes you to the external world, to the real world, or what it takes to face a client, what it takes to communicate to a client, how is it that the work is done, how to burn the midnight oil, how to do your work simultaneously while you're studying. So it teaches a lot of things. So I think articleship is it's highly underrated. It's one of the most important aspects. It actually teaches practically how you're going to put what you've learned into practice. So that's an important aspect. Then when you become a chartered accountant, okay, and by that time I would tend to believe that, see, kids are not really clear in terms of which direction they want to be. What is their sort of to be place, whether it is taxation, whether it is auditing, whether it is investment banking. There are words and terms which we get excited with. But do I have it in me to become an investment banker? Okay, am I able to slog it out? There are peaks in investment banking, and people get exhausted at 35, 40, and that's the journey. So are you happy to peak in your career at a 40 and then take a stop somewhere? So when you're doing your CA, when you're actually exposed to articleship, you necessarily are exposed to the world. By the time you pass, you are sort of more clearer in terms of what is my go-to sort of profession, what is my niche, where is it that I really want to pursue life ahead, from a professional standpoint. And this is a fantastic way to zero down on what it will take for me to go and take that path. For somebody like me, I've stuck to my profession. I still am doing a bit of what conventionally the profession is all about. But believe me, with maybe a sample of 20 people who would have started, studying CA with me, there are very few who are chartered accountants and are doing what I am doing today. Okay, many have become investment bankers, many have gone into valuation, many have become tax experts, and very successful in their life. Many have become entrepreneurs as well. So, as far as CAs are concerned, you have the likes of Deepak Parekh, who's been a chartered accountant, Kumar Mangalam Birla is a chartered accountant, Aman Gupta is a chartered accountant, Piyush Goyal is a chartered accountant, and these are all people in different walks of life. They're all uh, doing things a little different than what you or any Gen Z would be pursuing or perceiving what a chartered accountant can do. Okay, so it really gives you a fantastic 360-degree view of what it will take to succeed in life for that particular person.
Awesome. And earlier you spoke about the integration of technology into chartered accounting and how that is almost increasing over the years. Are you seeing any new opportunities emerge for CA beyond like traditional audit and taxation? Or is AI and automation responsible for, in fact, taking away opportunities from aspiring
No,
chartered accountants?
it's an enabler, the way I see it, Nivan. Um, the profession has changed drastically. If I can give an example of the way we do work in my organization, okay, we are trying to ensure that people are thinking more. Chartered accountants are expected to think. So they are thinking more and doing less when it comes to repetitive task or something which is more transactional in nature. So we are putting our bent completely on things like automation, digitization, AI, okay, for helping us to do the mundane or mechanical task. So what we do as people who are working in say the auditing or the CFO services, we are actually trying to do what it takes to use the output or make the AI and automation work for you. Okay, apply your skills, apply your expertise, the niche that you've developed all these years, the experience that you've gained, and deliver to the client the best possible output. Okay, so as time is passing, as automation is becoming more and more matured, let me tell you, AI is still not as matured as we would want it to be. in today's date. But there is a clear hunger of having more and more maturity there, and adopting and adapting more and more of automation in what we are performing or what we are doing right now. Now, the point is, will it lead to job loss? I would say no. I think it will increase and enhance the quality of what a chartered accountant will eventually do.
Awesome. And I think you made it quite clear that instead of, in fact, taking jobs, AI will almost be used as a tool to enhance efficiency and productivity. So I think that's a really, really essential skill for younger chartered accountants or aspiring chartered accountants. But is there any other skill that you think the next generation of CAs will need that wasn't as important maybe 10 years ago?
I think one clear aspect I see, and it's related to the earlier discussion that we did, is understanding tech better. Okay, so we see a lot of chartered accountants who have that knack on the tech side, actually using that particular knack to build more models, more automation tools, etc. So you'll see a lot of chartered accountants actually taking that route. And somebody like me who's wanting more and more tech to be intertwined in my delivery. Okay, I am also somebody who will have to learn and understand tech better. Obviously my learning and understanding is more towards the application side of things and how it helps, not on the coding side or not on actually making the tech. But this clearly is an additional skill and expectation that we have from budding chartered accountants also, that they adopt, while they are doing their studies. And that clearly is one more feather in their cap, one more additional aspect which they bring onto the table.
Understood. So basically, like this deep understanding of technology and its integration in chartered accounting is really important. And you sort of have to have the raw intellect for that. But when hiring a CA, is genuine intellect really valued more than textbook knowledge?
I'll tell you, at the end of the day, whether it is a CA or any other sort of activity or work that you'll end up doing, I think beyond beyond the technical or the bookish knowledge or things like that, the first is the right attitude and approach. So if you have a candidate sitting in front of you, okay, and you have to really put a weightage in terms of what is it that I'm seeing in the candidate. I think a large amount of weightage goes in the attitude the person brings onto the table. The temperament is another, because these are high pressure uh, situations that the candidate will deal in. So the temperament goes a long way. There are a lot of interactions with the client. Communication skills go a long way. Somewhere, if I'm hiring a chartered accountant, it will be sort of a given, that the basic skill set, of knowing the subject is already there because they've gone through the grind of giving the of doing what it takes to pass the C exam. But having said that, sometimes in our interviews, we do value a lot of what they have done in their articleship, the type of difficult situations they've dealt with, how they overcome those things. And these are really, really important than just the bookish knowledge.